Thank you, Joe. That was inspirational. And questions, of course, at the end. Our next speaker is Amanda Barker. Amanda Barker is Senior Manager at the Australian Securities and Investments Commission. She was responsible for developing and implementing ASIC's National Credit Outreach Education Strategy. Her experience in community capacity building education initiatives has enabled her to develop the Outreach Education Team Strategy, and this has led to the successful completion of 2 national education initiatives. The first helps consumers experiencing mortgage stress, and the second provides credit and debt education to culturally and linguistically diverse communities. Amanda has extensive experience in the area of financial literacy and consumer education, and has had the opportunity to work across community, government and business sectors. So please welcome Amanda.
Hello everybody, and thank you for inviting me today to present at the conference. So I'm here representing ASIC, and I'll talk to you a little bit about ASIC and what we do. But I'm here to emphasise the importance of financial education regardless of what age you are. I'm going to show you some resources and some information that you all can access, which is free. It's independent and it's from a trusted source, which is ASIC. So who are we? Who is ASIC? And I would normally ask people who we are, and some people would say we're a brand of shoe, but we're not. We are a government independent department, and regardless of what government is, ASIC is Australian Securities and Investments Commission is in the role of regulating corporate markets and financial services. And what we do, and I'll break this down for you in a second, but what we do is make sure that the marketplace, the financial marketplace, is fair and transparent, and that consumers like you and I are supported to be confident and informed when we make financial decisions. So now to break it down in layman terms, as Michael says, so ASIC is like, who likes AFL footy? Okay, well I like soccer, so we're talking about soccer. So let's think of a soccer pitch and a referee, and we've got players. And on this ground we've got 2 players, but there's lots of players because we've got a league. So ASIC are the referee of the financial services industry. We make sure that banks, building societies, credit unions, brokers, financial advisors do the right thing by the consumer. We've got a lot of powers, and that we can enforce these powers. So let's go back to the soccer ground, and we see some players that we want to give a warning to. We can do that, and ASIC can do that legally, and we can hit them hard in the pocket with a fine. That'll teach them on it, don't we? But we can warn them, and if the behaviour continues, we can actually send them off with a red card, which is effectively banning them from the sector that they operate in. Are you with me now? Mm-hmm. And what else can we do? We can actually go to the club or the organisation that employs these professionals, financial advisors, etc., or in this case the soccer club, and say, we're not happy with the conduct of your players. We feel that you're in breach of a number of things, and we're going to put you on notice. So ASIC have got a lot of powers given through government, and we can issue criminal proceedings, legal, civil proceedings, and administrative proceedings. So we can actually put people in jail, directors in jail. So you're scared of us now? Normally that happens when we go to banking conferences. Anyway, so let's have a think why financial education is so important. Now I want you to transport back yourself to 1983. You might need to close your eyes because some of you to do that. But when I go there, I think the best of ABBA. However, at that time, 1983, think of where you were at, working or semi-retirement, but you had no idea what was going to happen in the next 20 years in the financial services space. So let me share some things that happened, apart from the obvious, the global financial crisis. But we entered 2 decades of technology changing on us whether we wanted it or not. We went into internet banking. We went into online shopping. We went into accessing credit over on the net. Are you with me? Whether we wanted to or not, that's the environment we were moved into. Let's have a look at the players who were moving into the space over the next 20 years. So apart from banks, more banks, building societies, amalgamations with banks, so you don't really know who's behind your bank anymore. It was, say, the Bank of Melbourne, but now it was Westpac. But we've also got a number of smaller credit providers coming in. We've got mortgage brokers, we've got payday lenders, we've got more financial advisors, so there's more people who wanted to talk to us. And then lastly, let's have a look at the products that came in the next 20 years from us being in 1983. There was more credit cards, there were store cards, there was loyalty cards, there was more products out there, like equity release products, reverse mortgages, my goodness. There were low interest, low drop loans. Have you heard of that? Don't really have to fill in much to get the money. So there was more products out there, more superannuation products, and more people promoting that to us. So in 20 years that has happened, and I can only imagine what will happen in the next 5, 10, even 20 years. And that's why financial education or accessing information is extremely important. So why do I talk about this, and why is ASIC talking about it? I've just explained to you that we referee financial services markets, or we're the regulator. But the reason why I'm talking about it is that in 2008, ASIC was given the responsibility of financial literacy from the Council of Australian Government. So not only are we responsible for regulating the financial services market, we'll also have the financial literacy strategy portfolio. And some of the things that we're doing that you might not be aware of, and maybe some of your grandchildren are going to receive the benefit of this, we're actually bringing financial literacy into the national curriculum into schools. Year 9 and 10 we start with, but over a period of 4 years it will come in right through kinder. Now that's been a mean feat, 4 years of working, because education is state-based. So to get all the education departments on board was a bit of a challenge. But we're getting there. So it's being piloted at the moment. We have Money Smart teaching schools, as we call them, piloting the curriculum. Okay, so the other thing that we're responsible for is the Australian National Financial Literacy Strategy. And so with that, ASIC has to consult with people who are in the space of providing financial literacy to those in education and those outside education, and develop a strategy that government signs off. And we use our consumer brand called Money Smart. Now Money Smart is ASIC, it's just the brand that we use. And in your show bag, you will see that there's 4 publications branded by Money Smart, which is ASIC. And who remembers how much reading do we need to do from this morning? You're on your way, because these are winter warmers for you to get through winter. Curl up on the couch and read about how to deal with debt. Or more importantly, learn how to invest between the flakes. We've got no excuse now, have we? So I've talked about Money Smart. Now Money Smart, I think you're really going to like it if you haven't come across it. It tries to, Money Smart talks to you in a number of ways. I'm showing you the website here, but it's written in simple English, and it's information and guidance that you can trust because it's coming from the national regulator. Has any of you used Money Smart, gone on Money Smart before? No. Okay. So even better now, if you look along the top, you can see a couple of things: managing your money, borrowing credit, and you go along to live events, and you actually can, if you click on that, you'd come to what's called the over 55 web pages, or you can look on the right hand side here and go straight to the web page. So let's have a look at what's on the resource of the over 55. I'll let you just have a look at it first of all. Okay, so what we've tried to do on this part of the website is think about when you're heading towards 55 and over, what are the sort of things that you want to know about or that you're confronted with, or indeed that you may be asked. So we've looked at things, that the information we've focused on this website, this part of the website is retirement triggers, your own financial health, your home, wills, powers of attorney, understanding funeral insurance, and many more things. So on this website you will find not only information, written information, there's videos if you learn more by visual aid, there's audio stories, there's publications, you've got them in your books, you're going to start reading them through winter, and there's calculators, there's budget calculators, superannuation calculators to help you calculate how you're managing your money. So lots of different resources in 26 languages. So what else? So research tells us the sort of things that you might be needing to know when you're hitting 55 or over is information around contracts, financial advice, superannuation, insurance, and diversification of investments. So I'm going to try and give you some quick tips. Some of them aren't rocket science, but really important. So with contracts, don't sign anything you don't understand. Now it sounds very, of course we wouldn't sign anything we don't understand, but it's really important to understand what's being told to you and what you're actually signing can be quite different. Now, we don't expect you to be lawyers and understand contracts, but what is really important that you go to somebody who's in the business of understanding the contract before you sign it. Because when you sign any contract, financial contract, it's a binding agreement, and you can't get out of it because you change your mind. Financial advice. So you would have heard a lot of collapses, most recently in Victoria, Banksia. Most of you heard about Banksia? Right. So if you watch I think it was on the ABC, there's a very good documentary about people, how they lost money in this investment. Now they all went to a trusted source. There's not one person who invested in Banksia who did not trust their financial advisor. So it requires more than trust, because they're all going to be really nice to you and polite and professional and ask about the grandkids. What you've got to do is shop around. You really have to shop around, and you have to compare what they're saying about the same products and your same life situation. You've got to check that they've got an Australian financial services licence, because if they have, they're regulated by ASIC. And then you can go on our website and find out a little bit more about how they should be behaving. Superannuation. So find a suitable superannuation. That sounds really obvious, but how do you do that? There's so many superannuation funds out there. If you go onto our website, you'll see there's information to help you calculate your superannuation, the fees that they're charging, and the benefits that you're likely to receive. Now I'm going to skip those two and go on to what to do when you need help. So things that you're likely to need help on, I imagine, would be rental contracts, consumer leases, online scams, and door-to-door sales. Would I be right? Yeah? I've got some people on cue to say yes, just to help me go. Okay, so where to go? So what to do in financial trouble or distress, or you know somebody. First of all, say, check where your money's going, go onto Money Smart and go onto the budget planner, and it'll help you assess where your money's going and how much is coming in and how much is going out. I say talk to your lender. For those people who've got mortgages or in credit contracts, when you start missing a payment or you're struggling, the last thing you want to do is talk to the lender. But I can assure you now that there's a lot of legislation that's coming to help you when you go through financial distress, whether you've lost your job, been made redundant, had an injury at work, or one of your family members is ill. So by talking to your lender now, they can talk to you about different options of how to repay your credit contract. Talk to a free financial counsellor. Financial counsellors are people who are qualified paralegal people. They have an expertise in working through debt with you. They're free. And again, you can go on Money Smart website and Google the area that you live in, search the area that you live in on the website, and it'll give you the list of agencies where they are. Get free legal help from Community Legal Services. Again, there's another directory on Money Smart. Ombudsman, I'll just quickly tell you what an ombudsman does. An ombudsman is there to help you with dispute resolution. There's lots of them across the country. There's legal ombudsmans, there's telecommunication ombudsmans, there's energy and border ombudsmans, and of course there's financial ombudsmans. They're there to give you independent advice and guidance and resolution, and again you can find all this on the Money Smart website. I'm just pushing up my contact details. I'm going through this very quickly so I don't get the second bell. But if you forgot anything I've said, just go onto Google and put in Money Smart and it'll go straight to our website. Thank you very much, and I hope you enjoy your winter reading.